After that, Uncle Fred called Rosie. She invented a contraption called to scare away snakes, and she called it the snake away, but it failed. She tried again and again and again. Rosie invented 5 different models. They all failed, but did she give up? Not Rosie Revere, engineer. Engineers always fail while they're inventing things, always. There's no way they invent something and get it right the first time. Uncle Fred needed her help, so she knew she shouldn't give up. Rosie had hoped that snake away model number 5 would do the job, but she looked at the mess. The fake snake on the table was covered in ketchup. It looked like a gigantic striped French fry with fangs. Uncle Fred would not like an invention that left ketchup all over his desk. He was a mustard kind of guy anyway. And besides, it might attract ants. Might even attract French fries. I like this author. She's got a good sense of humour. Rosie added some notes about her testing. You can see she has a notebook that's a science notebook, has squares in it. So here are her notes about the testing. Model 1, fabulous flop. Model 2, magnificent mess. Model 3, creative catastrophe. Model 4, distinguished dude. And number 5, ketchupy kerfuffle. Hey, that's interesting. She's used alliteration. Can you see each one has the same letter at the beginning of it for each day? So number 1 is F, number 2 is M. That's clever. The 3 friends cleaned up the mess, and then they shared a peanut butter and honey sandwich and talked about why the test failed. After lunch, Ada and Iggy went home, but Rosie kept working. She looked at the contraption. A tube had exploded because of a little kink in the line that blocked the ketchup. The pressure of the ketchup in the tube built up and boom, it boomed. Ah, said Rosie. She jotted down some ideas to fix the problem for snake away model number 6. She was sure it would work better. Well, she was almost sure. There was only one way to find out. She would make changes to the machine and test again. Rosie was about to start when she heard a familiar whirring and purring and clanging and banging. And she looked out the window. It was great Aunt Rose. Do you remember her from Iggy Peck Architect? No, Rosie Revere Engineer. Rosie stuck her pencil behind her ear, crammed her notebook into her pocket, and ran outside as Aunt Rose landed the Halio cheese copter in her yard. If you don't know what that is, again, read Rosie Revere Engineer. Hey, said Aunt Rose. How is my favourite engineer? Aunt Rose hopped out of the aircraft and twirled Rose in a giant hug. Rosie, my new invention was a disaster, said Rosie. She didn't say it like this. My new invention was a disaster. She said, my new invention was a disaster. Brilliant, said Aunt Rose. Tell me about it on the way. Are we going somewhere? Asked Rosie. You bet we are. And there's no time to lose. There's an emergency. I wonder what the emergency is. Okay, so chapter 3 is called Clockwise, Counterclockwise. Ooh. Hey, if you were to fail when you were trying to invent something, I wonder what you would do. I know what we should do. We should keep trying, but would you keep trying? Are you the sort of person that would keep trying? Maybe stop and think about that. maybe next time you fail at something, you could think about this story and try again. Put a smile on your face and try again. Okay, the next chapter tomorrow.